Welcome everybody to a special episode of UFO 50. We finally played all of the games on this channel, even if just for a little bit of time each. And now this episode is going to be a tier list. Obviously, I haven't finished most of the games, but this is a tier list on how good I think the first impressions that the games give are. So of course, in our top tier we have peak. I think I'm only gonna put one or two games in peak. And then S tier is just extremely amazing games. A is great games, B is good, C is not as good, and D is like this is like the dumpster tier. And so we're just gonna be going game by game until the tier list is created. Again, this is only on their first impressions because I've only played most of these games for about 15 minutes or so. So obviously some have done for longer, and so I'll rank them slightly differently. But with that out of the way, let's begin. So the first game on the list, we've got Barbuta. Now, honestly, I thought that I wouldn't like Barbuta based off of, it doesn't give off the best first impression because it kills you instantly. But honestly, it's a pretty fun Metroidvania slash Metroidbrania game. Like I found like a bunch of secrets, and I feel like there's way more hiding under the surface. And for a game that was quote unquote made in 1982, and it doesn't even have any music really, I think that it honestly is a lot better than I was expecting. I'm honestly going to put it, it's going to be on the lower end of A tier, but honestly, I think it barely squeezes into A tier. At least based off the first impression I got from it. Alrighty, the second game on our list is Bug Hunter. Now, Bug Hunter is interesting because it's a strategy game, and I really like strategy games. I feel like I'm missing something because you're supposed to survive like a bunch of waves, and I have no idea how I'm supposed to do that at all with like the tools I'm given. Like it honestly didn't feel like I had enough movements to win. But then again, that might just me be goofing around, not knowing how to play the game. I thought the idea was good. I like that it had an introduction. That was pretty cool. It was very different from Barbuta. I think the game is good. I don't think that it quite gets to A tier though, so I'm gonna put it into B tier for now. The next game we have on our list is Nin Peck. Now, Nin Peck is our first game to have music, and I think the song is very catchy. The platformer style of the game is honestly pretty fun. I like that you can come back as a ghost. I just think that overall, the game is pretty simple, but it's fun for what it is, and I could see myself getting sucked into it. But honestly, for a first impression, I would say that it doesn't really get above B tier. I think that it's a little better than Bug Hunter. At least, again, this is all just first impressions, but I think it's a little better than Bug Hunter, but not quite up to the level of Barbuta. Like, it didn't grab me the way that Barbuta did, you know? And then the next game we have is Paint Chase. I think Paint Chase is an easy A tier. I think the idea is super creative. I love Splatoon, and doing like Splatoon-esque game with race cars and like a time limit, like the way that it's implemented. I think that there's so much room to like improve in that game, and that game it's just really fun, honestly. Um, I don't know. Is it better than Barbuta? On first impression, yes. I don't know if that's actually the case, but again, first impressions. I actually quite enjoyed Paint Chase. I can't wait to go back to this one. And next we have Magic Garden. Here's one that really surprised me. I honestly wasn't expecting to enjoy Magic Garden as much as I did. I don't usually love arcade games, but Magic Garden has so much skill expression. Like it has so much skill expression. Like honestly, there's you can the way that you can strategize on how to maximize points is it's honestly really clever. I think it definitely deserves to be an A tier. I think it's a great game, honestly. I can't wait to go back to that one too. Now, next we have Mortal. And Mortal, right? This game is It's I think the believe if I recall correctly, I think it's the first game on this list to save. And I think the lives, like spending your guys' lives and having like lives as a resource that you have to like keep as you go, is such a clever idea. And the level design is so good, even in just the first couple levels. This is our first S tier game. I think the Mortal is honestly way better than people give it credit for. I actually don't know what credit people give it. I'm going to be completely honest. But yeah, it's our first S tier. Jumping on down to the pit of Velgress, we have the game Velgress. This game is interesting. It's really, 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 really hard. And I typically don't immediately gravitate towards die in one hit type games. But honestly, Velgress was actually quite a lot of fun, anyways. The music was really good. I like that you have a double jump. If it really wanted to be evil, it would have just had a single jump, and that would have probably put it in like C tier. It's not my type of game, and I died like a billion times just in the first area alone. So I'm gonna put it at the bottom of B tier. Like it's a good game. It's definitely a good game. For me personally, it just doesn't go above B tier, at least with the first impression I got. But I am curious to see what else it has in store. Next is Planet Zoldath. Planet Zoldath, I'm not going to say it's a bad game because it's not. But it wasn't very exciting to play. It almost isn't fun. It's definitely not in D tier. Like, it's still, like, you can get something out of it. But honestly, it's our first C tier game. It's not like the universe's worst video game ever created. But honestly, it was the first game that was kind of like, I don't know if I like that game that much. Next is a Tactics. Now, a Tactics, it's such a clever game, honestly. And the way that it's like real time, but also like turn based, is so clever. Like, I think a Tactics is really fun, honestly. I think that it goes into A tier. Do I think it's better than Barbuta? Maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of A tier for now. I think that it's definitely a good game. I can't wait to keep on playing and seeing how many missions they have, and just like sinking my teeth into all the different unit types because I think there's more than what I even unlocked. But yeah, a Tactics is a super fun game. I really enjoy that one quite a lot. Next game is Devolition. Devolition is really fun. I love the chain reaction gameplay style. I think that the chain reactions are just so fun to set off. Trying to remember where all the things are is a little annoying. Obviously, it would be too easy if it like had an indicator. But I think that the idea is really good and it's really fun to execute a big chain reaction. And I like how you get rewarded for saving all of the villagers and killing all of the demons, like getting an extra villager to make the next level even easier. I just think it's a really, really good game overall. I'm probably going to put it, like, I'll probably put it right here between Barbuta and Magic Garden. Very good game, definite A tier for that one. Next is Kick Club. This is just not my type of game, honestly. It's really hard to control where the ball goes, and dying in one hit doesn't feel super great, especially since you don't save if you get to like a new world. The game is definitely better than Planet Zoldath, but I honestly, again, the first impression, I wouldn't put it higher than C tier because it was like all right, but I don't like if I wasn't doing a whole series on this, I don't know if I would really go back, you know? But, you know, maybe there's more than meets the eye, and if there is, I'm more than happy to move it over when I eventually make a new tier list, which I'll go over later, don't worry. But for right now, I'm putting Kick Club into C tier. And next is the GOAT! The GOAT! Avianos. Peak game. I've only played it for 24 hours. That's a lot of hours. Avianos is one of my favorite strategy games of all time. Like, literally, of all video games I've played, it is one of my favorite strategy games of all time. It's so crisp. It's so clever. It's so concise, but it's also so full of strategy. There's so many different ways to win, so many different play styles. Like it's just such a fun game. I think the Aviano so far in the collection, at least like from all the games I've listed so far, I think it's the best out of the bunch, and it's not even really remotely close. Well, Mortal is pretty close. Next is Mooncat. Now, this might surprise you guys, but honestly, Mooncat was so clever with this. It's like, so basically, here's the thing. It's like the first ever controls type game where like the controls are like the difficulty, but the art style and the music are so good, and the controls are just are wonky, right? But like, it's hard and it's hard because of the controls. The level design is actually very fair otherwise, which means that if you get better, the game actually gets much easier. And so honestly, I put Mooncat into S tier alongside Mortal. Maybe not as high as Mortal, but they're both amazing. They give off an amazing first impression. I can see how Mooncat was a spiritual successor to Barbuta for sure. Next is Bushido Ball. I don't think this one is very good. Um, it unlike Planet Zoldath and Pocket Club, which are kind of fun to play, Bushido Ball, I just genuinely feel like the AI cheats because they just can execute their specials pretty easily, but no matter what I did, I could never pull it off. And the timing is pretty tough, and I don't like the lag after the roll. The only saving grace that keeps it out of D tier for me is that like the aesthetic is good, and also, technically, if you just keep on retrying over and over, so long as you don't turn the game off, you can eventually just win by sheer force of will. Which means that it's not as evil as some other games, but honestly, C tier is about as high as I can push this one. I know this one's a fan favorite. It's not my fan favorite, though. Next up is Block Koala. Now, Block Koala doesn't seem like the type of game I would like. Like, block pushing games aren't, like, normally my forte. But the rewind feature, plus the, like, music, and, like, the fact that there's, like, levels, and, like, once you beat a level, it actually saves. I think that it makes the Block Koala a lot more approachable, and it looks, honestly, it's, like, quite fun. I would probably put it at the top of B tier. I wouldn't call it an A tier game, at least for me personally, but it's definitely like the leader of the pack in B tier. I think it's really fun. No other words. Just I can't wait to keep on playing more puzzles. Camouflage, another puzzle game, and honestly, this is like the top of A tier. I would never. I don't think I would consider this S tier, at least like based off of what I've played, because it's a little slow because your character just doesn't move very fast. Not that Mooncat is a fast mover, but you know what I mean. But Camouflage, I just love the idea of a puzzle game where it's like puzzle survival, and you have to figure out ways to get the right color in the right place. It's so clever. I love that you can make it into an escort mission if you get the little guy. The level design is excellent. I cannot wait to play more of that. So that goes into straight A tier. Next is Campanella, the original, the one that started it all. Campanella is quite a lot of fun. I think that the level design so far, from what I've seen, is really fun. The fact that you die in one hit, and if you like hit anything even a little bit, or something hits you, and then if you lose enough lives, you like just game over. That's pretty unfortunate. So that definitely holds this one back. Um, the sheer difficulty is just not something I actively seek from a game, but I love the art direction of this game, the music, and it is fun to control the Campanella. Like, don't get me wrong, it is very fun to control the Campanella. The next game we have on our list is Golfaria. Golfaria, I want to be honest, first impressions, it's our first D tier game. I'm going to be honest, I don't know if this game is even good because, like, even traversal is not fun because even if you barely overshoot, then your ball just rolls like 7 billion feet the wrong direction, and then you have to waste the rest, like, all of the rest of your strokes just to get back to where you were. and like they tell you where to go, except for there doesn't seem to be anything over where they tell you to go to. So I don't see Golfaria. It's like an adventure game, but moving punishes you, and like that sucks. Like I love the idea of playing as a little golf ball, but like, I wish that the strokes only counted in dungeons, because man, the fact that they count against you in the overworld means it's not fun to explore. It's just punishing. So Golfaria definitely gets my first D tier. I'm going to be playing all of these games. I'll go over that in a little bit, but I don't look forward to going back to Golfaria, I have to say. Next is the Big Bell Race. Very bare bones in terms of how much it adds to the original Campanella, but I love that it's a little racer. I love the little power ups, and I beat it on the first try, which means it has a very good first impression. I'm going to put it honestly next to Campanella for different reasons. It's just a little like literally there's only like 9 courses or like 8 courses. You only play those and then that's the whole game. Like they even in universe it's like a very quick turnaround from Campanella to the Big Bell Race. So I understand that like in universe it's like not that big of a difference between the two games. And so that holds it back, like lack of content. Like I would love like way more rate. Like I would love like maybe like a couple other sets of 8 tracks that you can just choose from, like 3 different ones, like normal, easy, hard. That alone would have like made the game like probably low A tier, but mid B tier feels fair for this one. Next is Warp Tank. Warp Tank is awesome. Warp Tank is awesome. Warp Tank is great. Also, I'm gonna move Barbuta over Devolution. I actually like Devolution, but not as much as Barbuta. Warp Tank, I think I like it like this much. Like top of A tier. It and Camouflage are honestly interchangeable for me. The movement back and forth or up and down is great. I love the puzzles they've included so far. I love how it saves, and also the only thing that's holding it back for me is like it kind of hurts my eyes when the screen pans over, just because of how it like moves. Like it's just like kind of grating on the eyes a little bit, which is unfortunate because I quite like the game itself. That's not the only thing keeping it from S tier. I think I just need to play the game more. But as a first impression, A tier, it's a great game. It definitely deserves to be near the top. Waldorf's Journey. Funny game. I love Waldorf's Journey. Waldorf's Journey, I'd say I even like it more than Devolution. It's a silly platformer. It's just a goofy little guy flopping around like a goober. It's very sweet. I love that it's all a dream, so anything can happen. I love that. Just there's so many great mechanics and ideas for this one. Like honestly, like Waldorf's Journey, like that's another game. Can't wait to dive into, and that means it had a good first impression. So A tier, closer to the bottom, because there's other games I just like more than it, but it's a great game. Next is Porgy. Another D tier game. Better than Golfaria because even though Porgy doesn't actually control very well, at least to me, at least you can make progress and it permanently saves that progress. I just don't like how slow you are, how little your damage does, like how little your missiles do, and then how easily you die if like one enemy hits you. I feel like there's too many enemies for that type of game, honestly. And there's sometimes you just randomly get attacked by a shark and lose anyways, and there's like nothing you can do about it. So this game honestly gave a pretty bad first impression for me. I want to see if it gets any better. I mean, because I don't want these games to be bad, right? But Porky is just not my thing, at least based off the first impression it gave me. Next up is Onion Delivery. Oh my gosh, Onion Delivery. The second ever Controls type game after Mooncat. Except you are on a fierce time limit and there's a million things going on and you're going at a million miles per hour. So basically the opposite of Mooncat. I... I'm gonna put it above Planet Zoldath, but it doesn't get any higher than C tier just because like the controls are so bad that like an otherwise fun idea of like Crazy Taxi but like over the top like top down perspective Crazy Taxi would have been really fun, but the fact that it's a controls type game also it just makes it like a little more annoying to play than it needed to be. I get that's the point, but like if the point is to be annoying, then guess what? I'm gonna be annoyed. So it gets C tier because it has potential, but it's just frustrating to play, especially at the beginning. Next game we have on our list is Caramel Caramel, or Caramel Caramel, depending on who you are. I honestly swap between those two at any given point, so it doesn't really matter. This is our first shoot 'em up game. I believe this is our first shoot 'em up that we have. Um, I liked it. I don't know if I love it necessarily. Um, Maybe I like it more than the Big Bell Race, but less than the original Campanella. I like it. It's very hard, but I love the like food aesthetic. Like I don't know, like it's just a very silly type aesthetic. I like the ability to take a picture and that like increases your score and like changes the world. Like that's really clever. Honestly, the cleverness is like good enough where maybe I could even put it over the original Campanella. But I wouldn't put it over Block Koala just because it's very tough. Again, I'm not ranking things based off of difficulty. I'm just like saying like what I prefer over other things. Like this is my tier list. I can say whatever I want. But in reality, Caramel Caramel, it's a good game. I definitely will look forward to playing more of it. I want to see how far I can get. Next is Party House, another S tier game. Party House, I wasn't expecting anything from it because honestly, I didn't know anything about it. I guess it's technically a deck builder, maybe, but I just love how you can stack the deck in your favor. The only thing I didn't like about Party House, which is what keeps it from peak, is I didn't know how to win. I thought that as so long as you survive to the end, then you would win, because if you get caught by the police, I guess you, like, lose or whatever. But I didn't realize you actually had to get all 4 aliens, and so I just kind of, like, messed up my last bunch of turns and didn't win because I'm an idiot. Um, so if that had been a little better explained, like you have to get like the aliens to win, then I feel like I would have like enjoyed it way more. Um, so I'm putting it it and Mooncat and Mortal are like very close in terms of how good they are. So I'm just gonna keep them in this order, but they can be interchanged as needed. Maybe I like Mortal a little better than the other two. But Party House, very good game, an excellent game. Not quite peak like Avianos, but it's good enough to be in the S tier. Next is Hotfoot. Bro, this is just like Bushido Ball, but like slightly more silly. And like you have a teammate, so at least you can like, I don't know, Hotfoot. The thing is that the like one of the buttons does like literally 4 different things contextually. Like it either throws the ball or the hacky sack, or it charges up for an attack, or it swaps between players, or it does something else if you're in the air. And like I actually think that this is one of the few games in the collection where I'm like, this game would have been better if it was on a more modern console, quote unquote, that had more buttons, because one button doing like 5 things made it so I just couldn't conceive of what I was actually supposed to do. And so it goes into C tier. It's like the first game where I'm like, this game should have been on a different console, honestly. Like I would like if the LX had like an X and Y button added, this game would have like benefited greatly. As is, it's just kind of annoying to play. Again, like Planet Zoldath is boring. Any game that's like more annoying will go under Planet Zoldath. Divers. I have no idea what to think about Divers. The aesthetic of Divers was great. I love the little cute animation of them like drinking soup or whatever at the end of a mission. I love me an RPG, but the battle music is bad, and I don't really know where I'm supposed to go. And so honestly, I'm gonna keep it in B tier, but it's gonna even be lower than Velgress, cause like I just don't know what to think about Divers. Like it's good, but I don't know if it's like that good. I don't know though. That's the thing. Like for a first impression, it didn't have a great first impression, but I can feel like there's more under the surface. Literally in this case, Rail Heist. Here we go, boy. The top of S tier, Rail Heist. Oh my gosh, I love cowboys. I love trains, train heists. It's so much fun. Do I know what I'm doing? No. Do I even know how to beat the second level? Not at all. But oh my gosh, is this game fun as heck. Rail Heist, it definitely deserves an S tier. It has like the perfect first level for a great first impression. Literally, if I hadn't already played Avianos for like, honestly, I loved Avianos even in like the first 15 minutes I played it. So like that's why it's in peak, because like I, as soon as I figured, like 10 minutes after playing it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is peak. Same with Rail Heist, although Rail Heist I have not played for 24 hours. And the difficulty is much higher than Avianos. So I have it in S tier right now, but if I play these games longer, I have a feeling Rail Heist might move up. Vanger. Metroid, but you flip the gravity. I love Metroid. So, like, this is a game where I didn't get far enough to, like, be able to say, oh, this is, like, an excellent game. But it definitely goes in, like, mid A tier. Maybe a little below Barbuta, at least right now. Because I didn't get very far and I kind of didn't know what I was doing. But, man, Vanger, very, 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 very fun game. I can't wait to, like, completely, like, sink my teeth into this one. Um, just an overall very good game. I'm looking to get more out of it though. Rock on Island, man, what can I say? I really, really like. I really, 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 really like tower defense games. Tower defense games are just fun, fun, fun. Um, they're so much fun. So I only get to play like one level of Rock on Island, but honestly, it was a lot of fun. I really thought that the game itself was just very clever. Um, I love the caveman aesthetic. It's very cute. And like the roasting the chickens is really funny. So I'm looking to play more of that and see what else it has in store for me. Ping golf, I'm horrendous at it. I'm so bad at it. But honestly, it's a good amount of fun. It's a good amount of fun anyways. It's a good game for sure. I'm so bad at it that like my experience was like just getting my head chopped off by the AI who apparently like never do any wrong or something, IDK. But man, ping golf was really fun in either way. I'm looking to really get better at this one before I can like I feel like properly rank it. So that's why it's going into B tier right now. Because like my first impression was thinking it was fun and then like getting in like 0th place, like not even basically being on the board. So now we have the next game, Mortal 2. I don't think this is as good as the original Mortal, but it doesn't mean it's not clever. Honestly, I think this is better than Block Koala, but worse than a Tactics. I think this is going to be our new member, like the top of B tier. Like, it's like the top of like being like good. Like, it's almost great, but it is missing some of the charm of like getting new lives of the original Mortal. But like, I love that you can like switch up how you play depending on which guys you use. And I like how this is different music, but like I just don't know where you're supposed to go. A little direction would have been nice, I think. Fist Hell. This game is definitely interesting. Um I don't know where to rank this one. It was good. I think it gave a better first impression than Divers, and that's about it. Not saying that Fist Hell's bad, but like it was good. I'm glad that you can beat the whole thing in one go if you just keep on trying enough. That's good game design. But it is a little frustrating. It's also not the genre I'm like excellent at. And its first impression, I'd say, is pretty good. The enemy design was very funny, though, I have to say. I have to give them credit where credit's due. The enemy design was excellent in that game. Overbold, not my type of game, and yet, honestly, it was still pretty fun. It was actually still pretty. I have to say, the Overbold was actually better than I was expecting it to be. It's like a die in one hit type game. Not actually, but it feels like it. But I just like how you have to basically balance risk versus reward to get more money to basically get poor Alpha out of debt, because apparently her entire arc is just like going into debt, which is really funny. But Overbold, I liked the gameplay. I kept blowing myself up with my own mines. I wish I had known that there was a mine button that kills you. But you know, it is what it is. The next game we have is Campanella 2. I like Campanella 2 a lot. Honestly, it's like a really, really, really absurdly hard game. I can already tell that Campanella 2 is like one of the more evil games. Because, like, if you run out of gas, you die. If you get defeated once, it's over, and you have to start the whole game over from scratch. So, like, it's like one of those evil type games. But driving the Campanella around is so much fun, and I love that there's like a completely different rooting like run and shooting sections with Isabelle. And I just think that that's really cool. So it's gonna be a bottom of A tier. I think it has a good first impression, but the difficulty does like make me raise my eyebrows a little bit. Hyper Contender. This game is like really weird. I don't know how to rank this one, honestly. I don't know. Maybe I put this one in C tier, like the top. It's like the most fun C tier, I feel like, for me. But I don't like how each character jumps differently is really smart, except for like you don't know how the next character you're about to play is going to move. And like the AI seems to be really good at using their movement techniques, but like when you try to use them, it's like really hard to actually pull off. So it always feels like the AI has like an advantage over you. At least this is one of those keep on trying. You can lose up to one time against any given opponent before you have to try again. And I got pretty good at the Jetpack Girl, so it gets C tier. It might be low B tier, but B tier is getting kind of full, and I wouldn't say this game is more fun than Divers. So I'm gonna start like if I don't like things as much as Divers, I'm gonna put it in C tier. Just because I don't want to be like every single game in the entire universe is B tier. Otherwise, not really, but you know what I mean. The next game is Valbrace. I thought Valbrace was really fun. More fun maybe than Waldorf's Journey. Very clever. I love the art style, the pseudo 3D art style, like moving around hallways. It's really just clever. The enemy design is silly as always. Like the enemy design in all of these games is just goofy, and I love that that's just a consistent thing among all the games. So I think Valbrace is fun, and I'm glad that it saves when you get to a new floor. That is good game design. I'm glad that you don't have to do the whole game in one go, because an RPG like that would get pretty annoying. Looks like we have the next game as Rakshasa. Not my type of game, but honestly, I thought that it was really fun. I would say that it's actually probably like... It basically feels like a greater version of Nin Pek, basically. So that's why I'm putting it above Ninpek. I just think that the coming back to life mechanic is really cool. I like the upgrades that you can get. The aesthetic is incredible. One of the better aesthetics of all of the games in the entire collection. So it gets like definitely middle of B tier. I need more out of it, and also it was really, really, really hard. So I don't even know if I could ever actually beat it. So that's why it gets middle of B tier. But who knows? It might get up if I end up playing it some more, which I will. Next on our list, we have Star Wasper. Star Wasper is another shmup. I don't like it as much as Caramel. Literally, the difficulty is absurd, I'm going to be honest, but the music is really, really, really good. I'm actually going to switch these two. The music is really, really, really good, and that keeps it above Planet Zoldath. But, like, basically, you just listen to, like, 10 seconds of a great song, and then you lose. But there's definitely... I feel like if I keep on playing it, I might enjoy it more. But shmups are usually my thing, and this one is a really evil one. And so, its first impression was just, again, like, me dying, which isn't, like, the most fun thing in the world. So, it gets C tier. It has potential, but mostly from its music, which is probably one of the best in the entire collection, honestly. Next game on our list is Grimstone. This is a funny game because my first impressions does not include any actual video game gameplay. because I didn't actually get a chance to physically play the game. However, you can play as a dog. So at the very least, I'm putting it in bottom of A tier. Again, I haven't actually played the videos game itself. I literally have only like gone to the shop and like got some of the story. So I don't. This one has like incredible potential, especially since it's a fully fledged JRPG, which is absolutely insane, and it's cowboy themed, which is awesome. I literally can't get any higher than A tier because it just doesn't have gameplay yet. But right now, it's in the bottom of A tier. I can't wait to play this one more. So that's a good first impression then. Even if I want to play it even more, even though I haven't actually played it yet, really. Lords of Disconia. Lords of Disconia is fine. It's fine. I'd say it's more fun than Hyper Contender. I will definitely put it in C tier. It's fine. The enemy seems to just be perfect at the like bouncing off the walls and stuff, and I feel like it's so horrendously explained that like a player character will just never win at first. And I understand that that's like the appeal of like a collection like this. But Lord of Disconia is one of the few games where I was like, oh, okay, like there's no way for me to win any of these levels at first because like the difficulty is so high. But I'm looking forward to seeing what strategies I can form, and I want to play it more. So it gets top of C tier because I think of all of these ones so far, it has the most potential to grow on me. Next is Night Manor. Already, I can already tell this is an A tier game. What level would I put it at? Because the aesthetic is pretty much perfect for the type of. It's like a horror game. It's the only one in the entire collection. It's a horror game, and so like I feel like its aesthetic is incredible. I actually do really like point and click adventure games. It's been a long time since I've played one, but I do actually like them. I don't know where in A tier I should put it because I haven't played it enough to like get the real gameplay down. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna put it below Waldorf's Journey because like I think there's a pretty big gap in my head between Waldorf's Journey and Devolution. And so I think I'm gonna put Night Manor there. It might get way better or it might get way worse depending on how the gameplay changes. But for its first impression, I mean, it was very exciting. It was very. There's a lot of dread build up in just like the first little bit, which is very impressive to me. Elphazar's Hat, a huge standout surprise to me. I was not at all expecting to like Elphazar's Hat as much as I did. I think it's the bottom of S tier for me. It was a lot. I love the art style. I love how fair it is. I love how silly it is. I just the aesthetic is great. The power up system is really fun to exploit. It's just a really fun game. I have to say, Alphazar's Hat was like it's a shmup again. Like I said with Star Wasper, like it's not my genre, but Alphazar's Hat made me like the genre. Like it can be done right, if not super completely ridiculously difficult. You know. Again, Caramel, you have potential, buddy. I believe in you. Pilot Quest. This game is so funny because obviously you guys know if you've watched all these videos so far that I've been playing this one a lot, just because of how it works. I think that it's a good game. I think it's a good game. Honestly, though, I don't think it's actually an A tier. I think this is like a high B tier game, though. The idle mechanics are very well designed, but the combat is horrible. And honestly, the world isn't as fun to explore as I would have first thought. Basically, all the ideas were there, but I need a bigger world. I need better designed bosses and better combat. Um, because what we have right now is a good idle game with a very bad adventure game attached to it, as opposed to what I would love, which is a good idle game plus a great adventure game. That would have put it into probably low S tier or high A tier for me, but it gets B tier. The idea is great. The execution is not as great, but it's still fun to go back to every once in a while. So that's why it gets top of B tier. Mini and Max, another S tier. This game probably over Mooncat. Another excellent game. Such a great idea. The shrinking, the growing. It's such a great idea for a tier. Um, and not for a tier. It's just a great idea for a game. It definitely deserves its S tier just based off of how cute it is, honestly. Um, it is definitely the game of all time in terms of like character design. Like I love how it's just all these little like little microbes that you have to fight. Like it's so clever. It's just such a fun game. I can see myself playing this for so long. Like the first impression it gave off is honestly, it's so good. Honestly, and real quick, Um, I did forget to do something here. Hold on. Down here in Z tier, an evil Z tier. You can't even see the Z. You can't see the Z at all. How about like that? Z tier, Combat Ants. It's the one game in the entire collection where I'm like, this actually probably will never get any better, and it just sucks. Like, even Golfari and Porgy, I'm like, there's some potential that I'm missing something, and it could actually get a lot more fun. Bushido Ball, I could get better at. Hot Foot, I could get better at. Planet Zoldath might be more fun than I thought. But Combat Ants is slow, it's dull, it's not very exciting, and it's way harder than it has any right to be for how dumb and slow and boring it is. Like, if it was at least easy, it would be better. Or if it was at least faster then and still difficult, it would be better. But the fact that the entire point of the game is to have your ant like control your ants, except for they just have like a high chance of just not listening. It's just bad Pikmin. Like, how can you have bad Pikmin? Pikmin is awesome. So this is the Z tier, specifically only for Combat Ants and no other game. Sorry, Combat Ants. One of these games had to be the worst. Let's just say. Quibble Race, such a goofy game. Don't gamble in real life, kids. But in a video game, when it's funny, it's good. It's good. I think I like this one a little less than Night Manor. Another A tier game. It's so clever. I love that. Like, there's like so much. Basically, the entire game is just risk reward with the funny little racer guys. So like, it's just such a funny game. Honestly, like the creativity on scale, the scale creativity in this game on display here, and not in this game, but UFO 50 in general, just very impressive. So this gets an A tier for sure. Seaside Drive, the most beautiful game in the entire collection. It is the most beautiful game in the entire collection. The aesthetic, I love Vaporwave as the aesthetic. And it's another shmup, but it's a really fun shmup. I think that this is just below Warp Tank and Camouflage. It definitely gets high A tier. I have so much respect for how beautiful this game is compared to its brethren. Definitely a standout game for sure. I want to play it more just so I can hear the music more and like see the levels more. So fun. I really like that game. Next we have Campanella 3. Wow! What a surprise hit this was. I really liked Campanella 3. Out of nowhere, Campanella 3 just rockets up into S tier. The 3D effect is amazing. I love how easy it is to learn the game. I love that you can shoot sideways or forward. Like, that's such a creative addition to, like, the 3D shooter Star Foxy genre. Campanella 3, to say that I'm impressed is not good enough language. I'm very impressed with Campanella 3. I can't wait to play this game even more. And this is an arcadey game. I believe this is the only arcadey type game that made it any higher than A tier. Yeah, because Seaside Drive is the next highest in A tier. Okay, this is our only arcade type game in S tier, and it absolutely deserves it. Actually, I'm going to move Night Manor like this. I actually think I like it more than Valbrace and Waldorf's Journey. And the last game is Cyber Owls, which is like 5 mini games in one. The fact that it doesn't have like a main game sort of makes it a little worse than I was expecting. But I love that there's voice acting. I love the different game styles on display. Like everyone loves Metal Gear. Motorcycle chases are fun. Fist Hell again as one of the mission types is kind of silly. I have to say, like we already have like a Fist Hell in the collection, and then the more like a third person like forward facing like arcadey type shooter game like a lot of those game types except for the Fist Hell ripoff were like missing. I honestly, the thing that holds it back for me and honestly keeps it maybe in like the top of B tier instead of below A tier is it's too hard, and if you lose one of the missions then you have to do a stupid rescue mission which is even harder than the regular missions. And it basically means if anyone gets captured, I feel like it just you lose immediately, which is kind of silly. So honestly, it makes me like not as happy with the game as I want it to be. But I'm sure there's a lot more depth to each game, and the aesthetic was great, and I still enjoyed my time playing it. So I'd say it's the king of B tier for right now. And that is the entire tier list. In peak, we have Avianos only, Rail Heist Mortal, Mini and Max, Mooncat, Party House, Elvisar's Hat, and Campanella 3 are in S tier. And then a bunch of games in A and B tier, which means, look at this. Like, there's so much quality here. There's so much quality with in the games. Like, A and B tier is full. There's only a couple C tier games and literally just 2 D tier games, and then Combat Ants is in Z tier, as it deserves. So that is the entire tier list. And so now I'm going to reveal how I'm going to be continuing to play UFO 50 from here on out. Every single time I upload a UFO 50 video, I'm going to be basically playing through each of these games in more detail. I'm going to give each game at least 5 episodes. All of my episodes are like 30 minutes long, so that's 2.5 hours. I'm going to put into every single game. If I want to play any specific game longer, I will play it until I am satisfied, or until I beat it. So it's not limited to just 5, but I'm giving every single game 2.5 hours of the benefit of the doubt. Yes, even Combat Ants will get 2.5 hours. And basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be alternating between a game I love and a game I don't like as much. That way, not only will I continue to have something fun to look forward to, but there'll be like still a variety in like what I play. And so that means that the first games I'm going to be playing Combat Ants first, for sure. Just to, again, to get like worst for first, best for last is sort of how I've always lived my life. And then like another game, like maybe like the A or B tier. And I'm going to like be working my way up where like I'm doing, Z and B. And then like D and B. And then like C and maybe A. And so on and so forth until I'm just getting to better and better and more fun games. But always including fun games that I'll enjoy. I hope that makes sense. And if not, whoops, sorry. But don't worry, there's plenty more UFO 50 where that's coming. Plenty of episodes for each game. Because honestly, UFO 50 as a game collection, as a game in general, it's unbelievable how fun this game is. Like, there's only like 3 games I actively dislike, and only one of them I really dislike. Like, it's just, even with just a surface level, I can already tell there's amazing games here. And I can't wait to dive. We've already scratched the surface. Now it's time to dive deep into each one of these games and see what they have to offer. I cannot wait to see you guys then. So stick around. I can't wait. See you all then. See you. Love you. Bye.